Welcome back, Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classics / Non-Classics. This is episode number 292 and Doubleshot number 223. Okay, two Wonder Woman trades for you. Okay, first up, Wonder Woman Volume 4, War. Yeah, War. Picks up right where the last trade left off with it's just a continuation of what was going in the previous trade. This book contains issues 19 and 23. You're probably thinking, though, Volume 4, because the previous 3 trades would collect 6 issues, and why this is one collect 5? Honestly, I don't have any idea why. One of the biggest things that I do love about this particular trade is the appearance of, well, let's see if I can find him here. Let's see here. He shows up in issue 21. And for a lot of people love this issue. Despite the fact not a lot of people like the Azzarello run that much, they do like this guy's. They do like this issue. Here we go. Seeing the appearance of this guy. This is Highfather. Sorry for the glare. The ruler of New Genesis. After this particular storyline, he does reappear for the Godhead crossover, I think, about a year later, I think it is. Yeah, I think it was like a year later that he appears for the Godhead crossover, because he only had been appearing in Wonder Woman. And issue 19 is also quite funny, because in that issue, Wonder Woman kisses Orion, and then she grabs his balls, and she says to him, "I can live without your disrespect if you can live without these." It is so funny. And then after a little while of basically calming himself down after Wonder Woman grabbed his balls, and Wonder Woman, and he kind of insults her, but he doesn't disrespect her in a way. But she punches him again. It's quite funny. But this trade ends with the death of Ares. Yes, Wonder Woman kills Ares. So Ares in this continuity is an old man. I have no idea why. Also, apparently, Brian Nazareth, now, unlike other writers who've written Ares, they written Ares to be evil and one of Wonder Woman's biggest bad guys. In here, he is basically how he's depicted in this continuity in the past 23 issues. He is depicted as her mentor, the person who taught her how to fight. And at the end, she kills Ares. Of course, she starts her fight with the Firstborn. Yeah, this has been building up for a little while. Yeah, one thing about Brian Azzarello he did right with this is that he actually built up a fight between Wonder Woman and the Firstborn for at least a year. Which, some of the stuff that happened in this book leads into the next book. And because the fact I did enjoy this, unlike some people that I know who do not like this run very much because of how Wonder Woman was written here and the fact it took 35 issues to tell a story, to me, I don't think that was bad in a way. I do feel as though the story was dragging out for too long, but it was serialized. What's the matter? You don't like serialized stories? Some people like this particular run. I do enjoy the Fence run, which that's come up soon with these trades. But these two are 2 of the 3 last remaining trades that collect Brian Azzarello's run. Yeah, 6 trades that collect this run. I get this book a 9 out of 10. I did enjoy it. Alright, next up is Wonder Woman, Volume 5, Flesh. And there are 2 other artists on here. Well, actually, there's one. There is Gordon Suziska and Aku. I think that's it. It's ACO. I think it's Aku. I don't know how to pronounce the name. This book collects issues 24 to 29 of Wonder Woman Volume 4 and the Firstborn one-shot from Villains Month. Now, the way this trade is printed, they put the Firstborn one-shot first, which I think that was a smart idea. because I'm sure some people would love to get back to, would love to know this guy's backstory. And I do like the fact they put it in here, but here's the thing. It was one of 3 Villains Month one-shots printed for Wonder Woman. I think it was like one of 3, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm thinking it was like one of 3. I'm looking it up here. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to check something here for Wonder Woman. Because she had more than like 2 one-shots out. I believe she had 3. Oh, she had 2. Okay, she had 2. The yellow one was Cheetah. That one, still to this day, has never been put into trade. I don't have any idea why. I mean, she did show up in the during the final issues of this volume, but for some reason that one shot's never collected. Yeah, they collect the Firstborn one shot, which kind of does make sense to put that one in here because the Firstborn storyline is wrapping up after this particular trade. Yeah, this is the second to last trade to collect issues from Brian Azzarello's one. That the next trade is the final one. And then the 3 that come after that are all Meredith and David Fincher's run. But this book basically, like, because what happened in the previous trade where Wonder Woman killed Ares, so she becomes the new God of War, despite the fact she doesn't like it. Also, Firstborn is captured, is put into chains because, well, they captured him. And and she becomes the God of War in this trade, and I'll tell what happens at the end in a minute. But Firstborn, throughout most of this entire thing, is tortured, even like disgusting. It's like, what the heck is Apollo doing? He's doing disgusting things to his own brother. Like, there was one, I'm not gonna show it, but it's him put on a table and he's served like a stuffed pig. And he's still alive. No, I'm not going to show that one. Yeah. Here's some artwork by Cliff Chang. Yeah, it's still good. Yep. Now, Apollo himself does get killed off in this trade, which I'm a bit surprised that that kind of happened because, well, anybody who reading the series from the trade is like, wow, Apollo got killed. Yeah, and also he destroyed most of Olympus along with it. And I love the line that now Zola briefly leaves Wonder Woman to go off her own briefly with one of Wonder Woman's brothers, briefly, but then she comes back. And also, what happened at the end of, I believe it was the second trade, I believe it was second or third trade, Hera was stripped of her godhood. She's still a god, but she was made mortal when she was removed as Queen of Olympus. But with this trade, with Apollo's final act, he restored Hera to God. He made Hera a queen again. He made her the Queen of the Queen of Olympus again. And she wanted to basically Wonder Woman to build an army to take on the Firstborn. And I love her speech at the end, like her bringing like joy and she says this: "Warriors, I ask you not to join me in a fight to reclaim heaven. Follow me, not as your princess, but as the God of War." In this awesome splash page that ends the trade. Wow. Yeah. Can't wait for Volume 6. But, like I said, this was awesome. I'm sure for some people, like, yeah, this storyline is finally wrapping up after taking nearly 3 years to do it. To me, reading all these trades, it's a really interesting story to read. Despite the fact that it's had this criticism of having a 35-issue story and pretty much being the same story, to me, it just feels it's a very serialized run. It's kind of the same thing with the Finch's run in a way, but I'll get to it when I get to it because I had the first volume of their run coming in soon. But this was still awesome. Yes, this is still awesomeness at its finest when it comes to now Brian Azzarello himself. In my honest opinion, he is a good writer, and I know from people didn't like his run for this. People didn't like his run for the Batman series. They did like Europa. Europa they thought was good, but some people did not like this, and they didn't like his run for Batman. I honestly do not have a problem with Brian Azzarello as a writer for any of the books. I think a lot of the books that he writes are really good. Heck, I even read his Joker one-shot, and that was good. Okay? That's just my opinion. Not everybody has to agree with me about Brian Azzarello. Cliff Chiang is a good artist too. He depicts Wonder Woman as being very mighty in a way. So, I also give this trade a 9 out of 10. Awesome. Alright, one thing anybody, if you're just interested in reading, like, if you want to get into the current stuff that's being published by DC for the current volume Wonder Woman that's written by Greg Rucka, and it's having a few different swap-up artists like Nicola Scott and Liam Sharp, I do recommend picking up this volume first, just so you have a pretty good understanding of what they're talking about, because you might get a little bit confused. A friend of mine basically was confused because he never read Wonder Woman before, and he read the Wonder Woman Rebirth one-shot, and he was confused. Like, what? Yeah, he was kind of confused. So, if you're interested in understanding what these people are talking about when it comes to certain things that's referenced in the current volume Wonder Woman, read this entire volume first. And as far as I know, they collected the entire 52-issue volume in 9 trades. This is only the first 5 I've only reviewed. I still got 4 more to go until I cover the entire volume. Okay? Strife, I should also mention, she is written really well in here. Yes, she does appear in the first arc for Superman Wonder Woman. I haven't had a chance to review that trade yet, but I have read the issues in there. But that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, which should be episode 294 and Doubleshot number 220. I think it's I'm just trying to make sure this episode is 292, 223. Yeah, 224. That's next. 293, Doubleshot 224. That's next episode. Okay. Until then, I will see you there. Bye.